Hello everybody, and welcome to Hotmike. Welcome back to City Skylines. Happy you're here to join me. We are back in the city of Las Vegas, and I've done a little bit of planning here on sort of the other side of the highway here. So last episode we sort of got this area building up here. Yeah, we sort of got this area building up. We have Old Town up here. This is like the start of Las Vegas. We have our industry, of course. Our industry is thriving over here. And yeah, we got this whole big new area built up here. We have a big 6-lane street with trees. More streets. Sort of like the new Main Street, but not really, because Main Street is right here. Maple Street. And of course, somewhere around here, we should have our Tim Hortons #1. Oh yeah, Tim Hortons #1. It beat out the competition that was the Tim Hortons next door, and they built an even bigger building over top of the Tim Hortons that was next door to this Tim Hortons. Look at that. Almost at full level there. 12 of 12 Tim Hortons. 6 overeducated workers, that sounds just about right. Not bad, not bad. I thought for a second there, I saw the smoke, I was like, oh shoot, Tim Hortons 1 is on fire. That's a protected historical site in the city, of course. That's where it all began there, right on Main Street. Or Maple Street as we call it. Of course, we've got our little welcome center here. Beautiful Canadian flag. Oh my gosh. Firehouse, the medical clinic here, elementary school, I'm sure police station, yeah, police station right there too. Big high school here. Yeah, city's looking really good. Like I said, I planned out this whole area on the other side of the highway here, and as you can see, we got this off-ramp sort of system going here. Not being used a lot yet, but mind you, wait until you see what I have planned for this area here. I sort of, I got I got building a little bit while I was off camera, and as you can see, this is the grid pattern here. I was listening to some dubstep while I was working on this area. It came up with a completely new pattern. I don't know if it was the dubstep or just because I was getting bored with the grid, but I thought, you know what? I was talking last episode about how we need sort of like a commercial area because the demand for commercial is so high. Now I guess our demand for industry is really high as well, but our demand for commercial was really high at the end of last episode, and it still is. So I'm thinking below this 6-lane road here will be a lot more residential, but I'm thinking this would be just a big sort of retail park. Yeah, just sort of like a shopping district almost, and we could cordon it off as like a little district. We could draw a district around it, and yeah, just make it into a sweet little shopping area for people. I think the folks would really enjoy that in Las Vegas. One problem that I have been noticing here, though, is that this traffic circle gets kind of plugged up here, especially with this traffic light situation over here, which we have the option to buy a new tile, and we're almost, we're pretty well halfway developed on this tile here. Maybe once we develop this area, we'll be a little bit over halfway developed. And I might think of buying another tile, and the next tile that I want to buy is for sure going to be the one up here, the one that includes, this highway. I don't think the tile sort of cuts off here, so it won't have that bridge in it, but for sure we want the one that includes the highway, because we'll build out Old Town sort of towards the highway here and maybe farther up, and then we'll also build out the industry up towards this highway, and we'll have a big exit that goes onto this 6-lane road here, and that's just going to completely, offload some of this truck traffic here. And oh, I still love this traffic circle. I'm going to try as hard as possible not to destroy it. It might be a little bit inefficient when you start to think about, people wanting to get all the way down to here, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Honestly, I don't know if we build off and on ramps, maybe up here and over here. It might do us all right. So we're gonna You know what? Why don't we buy that new tile now? There we go. We got the money. May as well buy it. We could buy another tile too. I'm definitely going to either expand. I want to sort of make it maybe like have this sort of, because it's a 3x3 zone. I think that you're able to take. So maybe make it this 3x3. So we get all of the Blue Lagoon in our city, and you know, 3 here, and then 3 down. So we get like this beach area here. We get this beach area here. I'm thinking downtown will maybe end up being sort of over on this arm here. I think we've already unlocked. Yeah, we've already unlocked like high density buildings. So high density residential, which would be like for a downtown. High density commercial office buildings. So that would be totally what I would throw in a downtown area. But yeah, so we bought that tile here. I guess we'll start with that. But yeah. Otherwise, everything's going well. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying the Hotmike videos, of course. I do this all for fun, so here we go, we'll pause this. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, I do this all for fun. This is all just me sort of chilling, playing games, enjoying myself. I hope it's fun for you to watch too. I don't know, I have a lot of fun personally watching videos of people, especially playing like City Skylines, because it always gives me new ideas of things to build and you know, different things to do. But we'll make sort of our under overpass here, and this is gonna go sweet. I think it's gonna look really good. There we go. Bit of a weird incline, I think, in that area. It's weird. Okay. Let's see it. There we go. It's like just perfect. Okay. So we can grab our off-ramps here. Looks like the highways go in the right direction, so we'll just do that. There we go. Look at that, looks good. And then, of course, from this point now, we've got the quiche, or the cash, should you require. But we got that, so we're gonna use that. We're gonna go all the way up here. I feel like we should just bring the industry as far up as possible, like all the way to the highway there. Because there's high demand for industry now too in the city, which is understandable there. But we need to somehow do something to offload the traffic from this industrial area. So it's really good that we're making this area here. Be a little bit more efficient than that. We really want to get the industry boxed in there. Or not boxed in, but you know. See, if this creates too much traffic, then I might have to change this design up here, but for now it doesn't look like it's going to affect it too badly. Oh, it's darn near perfect. Changed up the tunes a bit, you know, the smooth jazz was good, but I want to see sort of it's like that whole idea of I saw this video when I was a lot younger, and it was about how water forms based on, it was like the scientists were like playing music over a sample of water, and then they were freezing the water, and based on what kind of music they played over it, it made different ice crystals. So maybe city building is kind of like that. So like smooth jazz creates this sort of a design, whereas dubstep creates this sort of a design, and just smooth, sort of laid back R&B hits create this design here. Who knows? So we're going to hit that with industry. We're going to let it slowly branch out there. We're not going to go fill all this in right away. And I feel like we're going to keep this road right here free of industry, at least for now. We'll see what the traffic is like. If we can throw down some industry right here, then we might. But for sure in here, like, we'll maximize all the way around. And we know we're going to get this tile eventually, so we'll do that. We'll fill in our area over here. See that these two areas are sort of segregated from each other. I don't know if I want to connect them up with a road yet or not. I don't know if it would be wise to connect this industrial area with the our cool shopping area here. Maybe eventually, maybe somewhere down here we'll connect it up. But I don't know. We'll see for traffic control what it's like here. But yeah. We'll also see here. It might get a little bit wonky with the power grids. I meant to say there. It might get a little strange. Power grid might freak out on us. There. I suppose we could do that. Alright, we're going to unpause here and we'll see. We'll see how it develops. Oh, we need to do piping as well. Watching a lot of, or I should say rewatching, the anime Death Note right now. Oh, absolutely love it. I've had lots of conversations with some of my work colleagues about the show. It's really neat. Like, it's the premise is quite interesting because it's a 17-year-old kid. In Japan, obviously. It's an anime. It's in Japan. No, it's this 17-year-old kid who lives in Japan, goes to school and everything, is trying to get into university. He's like top of his class, but he ends up finding this thing called the Death Note, and the Death Note is essentially carried by, in the mythos, it's carried by a god of death who uses their Death Note, like when they write a name in the Death Note, the person dies, basically. So the Death Note is sort of like the tool that they use, I guess, to kill people, or to, you know, like, sort of like Grim Reapers almost. That's sort of the best way to maybe use as an analogy, but they're basically like Grim Reapers, and essentially these gods of death, they live in this other sort of shadow dimension, and they can drop their Death Note on Earth, and basically when a human picks it up, the god of death has to sort of like be there, sort of to observe or something like that. So basically this 17-year-old kid picks up this Death Note, and a human can use the Death Note. So basically a human can write names down in the book, and the person will die who gets their name written down in the book, but the person who writes the name down has to have the image of the person's face sort of in their minds or in their mind's eye, so that people with like names that are the same names will not end up dying when someone's trying to kill someone else, or when it's someone else's time to die, basically, because these gods of death are basically Grim Reapers, like I was saying. So really interesting story, and it's like, okay, so what would a 17-year-old kid do who found this powerful thing that basically he's seeing all this stuff on the news about, criminals and people are killing each other, and criminals are getting off, like getting acquitted or whatever of crimes. Obviously, he's like, oh, they're guilty, sort of thing. So if you could, and basically what he does is he's like sort of taking this moral path of, like crime is bad, and he's going to punish crime by executing these criminals because the justice system has failed, basically. Very interesting. And it's sort of, it gets really, like, it goes 0 to 100 really quick, purely because there's this guy called L is basically contracted to, well, he's not really contracted, but he sort of contracts himself, or what's the word? Like he himself sort of makes, sort of becomes like he's an investigator, professional investigator. So he puts himself on the case to try and track down this guy. So it's a whole cat and mouse thing, and the guy who gets the death note, this kid, Light Yagami, is the son of the police superintendent or something. So the police superintendent is also on this case, and it gets absolutely nuts, because it's the police superintendent is basically heading up the case to catch his own son, but he doesn't know it. Absolutely crazy, but it ends up being a good show. Let's see here. So all the trucks, they still appear to be, well, I don't know. We'll wait for this traffic to clear up, but these are garbage trucks here. So garbage trucks are obviously coming back from here. Like, the garbage trucks are sort of using this pathway here, but those should be relatively the only trucks that come through there. Anyone's coming off the highway should be using the off-ramp system now, which it seems like they are. Of course, eventually our idea is to make sure that, the next tile, all the tiles on this side will include the freight train there. So this is actually a perfect way to spread out, because we could spread sort of with the industry maybe out and up to the corner. That might be kind of good. And then to the corner here we would have our freight train. Get our goods to markets. Oh yeah. Oh, obviously we want to... and of course, we can look at resources now. So we can see, the blue is ore, green is forest, yellow is fertile land, so we can make like farms and stuff, and then the black is oil here. So we've got a large oil deposit right up here, oil area. We also have one over here, right where I want to put downtown, but then there's ore underneath the Blue Lagoon. The Blue Lagoon is actually blue. Who knew? Who knew the Blue Lagoon was actually blue? So we can eventually we'll build our industry. I think out to here would be a great idea. We could have a massive swatch of oil industry here. There's a lot of ore up there though. A massive swatch of oil industry, I think, and then maybe if we're still spreading out to here, ore industry. But you could set the type of industry sort of with using districts here. So you've unlocked everything. You could say this is oil industry, this is that. And essentially, if we have this freight here, we can we can dig the oil, we can refine it, we can get it out to market. Oh yeah. Maybe we're needing a little more residential now. I want to sort of maybe expand out to the highway here. We can expand out Old Town a little bit, but is this actually part of Old Town, or is this new Old Town? Keep on expanding out that way. Man, the city is looking sweet. Our electricity is sort of going down. One benefit also of getting the other side of the Blue Lagoon with a tile would be, of course, we could build a dam across the Blue Lagoon, which we haven't unlocked dams yet. But we are so close to a hydropower plant. You know, we can throw down a few more of these advanced wind turbines here, and that'll sort of give us a little more electricity. We're totally green on power here. Like, I haven't used a single oil or single coal power plant at all in the city. That's one really good thing. So we'll expand out, like I said, I don't know if we'll call this New Old Town or... but we'll expand it out all the way over to here. Thing. We can put sound barriers up on this highway, so that's not a big issue. I might even straighten out the highway a bit here, because it's, as you can see, it's going at a little bit of an angle. Maybe just Old Town is at a little bit of an angle. We could always do that too, for Old Town at an angle. Start with this at least. Oh, I'm getting a lot of calls lately, like literally non-stop. My phone is ringing, and even the phone at the house here. Like, my phone is just non-stop ringing, literally as soon as I get home, like multiple times, as soon as I'm eating supper with these robo, like, political cold calls or whatever. I don't know what you would call them, but literally it's just people calling saying, hey, are you gonna vote for me? Vote for this, vote for that. And honestly, I've sort of gotten tired of saying for like the 100 millionth time, no, I will not be voting for the New Democratic Party. No, thank you, please stop calling me. Do they listen? Of course not. Honestly, though, we could do a cool little curve here if we really wanted to. This might be kind of interesting. So weird. You know what, though? Maybe, yeah, have you been getting those calls, too? Oh, it's crazy. It's like, leave me in peace. I'm gonna vote for who I'm gonna vote for, but I think the problem with those is that it's literally like unsuspecting people, like people who are maybe voting for the first time, or, well, no, I totally understand that is the point of those calls, is that they're actually trying to, even though it's technically like, you're technically not allowed to, what is it? It's like you're not allowed to. Or is it just if you're in another country you're not allowed to influence a Canadian election? I can't remember. But, you know, like it's obvious that they're trying to, I don't want to say scam, but they're trying to get people who don't know either the issues or don't know really just don't know better to vote. Just for, oh, this person is running, this person is, for example, this race, or this person is, for example, this token group, this token, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, this person is this, so you should vote for them. Not, this person believes this, or this is their stance on the issues, these are the issues as they've laid out, and this is what this person believes. It's like, no, this person is from this group, and they do this and that, and which, you know, that's, unfortunately, that's sort of what politics have come to anyways nowadays, and it's all about, you know, this identity politics. Of course, you started hearing that word a lot more after the American election, but you know, nowhere is free from this. I don't know. I think it's just it's like a way of basically not focusing on any of the issues and just saying, reducing it to, you should vote for this because you're of this group, right? Which isn't right. You should vote with your brain, obviously, but you should vote with what you believe in and what your views are. So if there's anything I can leave, any message I can leave you with after today's gameplay, it doesn't matter what you're voting for, who you're voting for, when you're voting. Vote for what you think is right. Don't let someone else, don't let people calling you and telling you, oh, vote for this. Don't let those people influence you, because honestly, it's not going to help anyone if you're, and honestly, then these are the first people that will complain afterwards, right? Like, oh, like I didn't watch it. The first people that will complain are the people that didn't vote. So, first of all, vote. But afterwards, it'll be, you know, oh, like this and this is happening. Well, you did vote for XYZ. Just please stop calling me. that's also my point. If any of you political caller people, you people who want to keep on interrupting my supper, stop calling me. I want to have supper in peace. You know what I'm saying? Come home from work. I want to eat my dinner. Hold off. Like I said, we'll hold off on there because that'll probably cause a little more traffic than intended. This, though, that might be a good idea. Just throw some industry right next to the highway there. Actually, now that I say highway, I remember I'm going to upgrade all this because this is going to go straight through residential here. Now, I might have to, now that I think of it, redesign some of these roads here so that they're like underpasses that go under the highway so that we continue our district up here. Oh shoot. Is there a control Z? Nope. That was on and off ramp, right? So that should reduce, I don't know, I should have looked at the sound pollution before, but see, that's regular highway, and this is highway with walls on it. Of course, industry's got such a big, oh, we got incinerators, I totally missed that. Okay, that's really good. Incinerators are sweet. I'm thinking maybe I should put them, maybe I saved this spot for a reason here. Maybe I should put them right next to the entry here. Oh shoot, I threw down way too many and now I'm out of money. They're operational now. Nice. So these guys are in need of workers in the industry here, which, you know, this area is going to fill up eventually. Wow, I'm surprised. Like, we're not really, not really driving, like, people are sort of coming in, but they're not coming in like crazy. Maybe I need to, like, throw down some more parks. That's something I haven't done in a while. Maybe throw down a Outback Steakhouse. industrial spaces need parks and stuff. That'd be an interesting thing. we're gonna throw down a Outback Steakhouse. Of course, we put down a Tim Hortons right across from the hospital there. Oh yeah, I think that was probably when I was building off cam a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I was building off cam a little bit, and of course, like, you know, there's either always a Tim Hortons in a hospital or Tim Hortons across from the hospital. Can't remember. I also this building keeps on getting abandoned right behind the fire station. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, there's the big fire station, and now there's like a police headquarters as well, sort of on Moore Street here, on this bigger arterial road here. It's not bad. But overall, I don't think the city's like too crazy busy. If you look at the traffic, it's like most of the traffic, oddly enough, is coming in the city through here. Well, not oddly enough, you know, like this is sort of our main entry point here. Like eventually, maybe I'll have to turn one of these roads sort of running down here into a 6-lane. Sort of just to run through the middle, and then I'll do an on-off ramp there, maybe. So I feel like it'd almost be really stupid to build an on-off ramp onto a 2-lane road, but control traffic that way. Who knows? Who knows? You know what? We will see. Well, it's looking pretty swell. So we got a little bit of design going there. I'll maybe do a little bit more offline work or off video work, behind the scenes work to try and get this up and ready. But it's I think a good place to sort of end the video here. It's been a little while. I hope you're liking the format, at least, of the longer videos. Definitely, you know what, it sort of just helps me. There's a little bit less editing to do, and you know, I can just sort of throw a video together, let you know how I'm doing, give you the lowdown, and you can, you know, throw this video on in the background if you want, and chill out to the chill music. How many times can I insert chill into a sentence? The same sentence. But yeah. If you're enjoying the series, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Even if you're not enjoying the series, there's plenty of other stuff to watch on the channel. Plenty of other things going on. Adventures of my Concho. Always an episode. At least for the time being. I don't know. Got my first dislike on episode 2 of my Concho there. Definitely not stopping them. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.